peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
My name is Bishop Dr. John Warari. I come to you to give you hope. 80% of those who have the infection are recovering. So we must not lose hope. Follow the instructions of the Ministry of Health. Simple instructions. 1, we have been told to sanitize, to clean our hands as often as possible. As you wash your hands, do it for about 20 seconds. That one will keep away and destroy the virus that could have been in your hands. It's important for us not to use our hands in greeting each other. For more information, kindly dial 719 and you will get help, or you can go to your phone and press *719# and you will get more information. Komesha Corona.
Kenya is a model of peace, an island of peace in the region of turmoil. Kenya presents a unique position in the sense that the banking, the economic hub of the Great Lakes region, the ticking veins of this region remain here. Despite the few hiccups, Kenya has been the center of international conferences ranging from UN. Kenya is also equally the headquarters of one of the major offices of the United Nations in south of Sahara. The United Nations offices in Gigir present a position, a very unique position for this country called Kenya to take on the mantle to lead the other states within the sub-Saharan region for the year 2022. It is therefore very, very important for us to support the Kenyan people the Kenyan nation, the Kenyan government, in search for this slot. The question of my dear brothers of Djibouti, I am a Pan-African. But we have had countries in Africa that always violate African Union Charter and regulations. One of them is Morocco, which said for 32 years it was not a member of African Union until it saw its own isolation that it decided to apply to be readmitted in the African Union. Djibouti is a member of the African Union. We have quite a lot of things in common with Djibouti. We have educated some of their people here. We have close links. But Djibouti seemed to be taken and whipped, used to whip by one non-African state party that has captured the African Union. If you look at the countries, the 13 that voted for Djibouti, you can tell the story of why African Union has a very big problem and an uphill task in resolving and bringing unity amongst the African states. Therefore, Kenya remains one of the best contenders, and we want to encourage the people of the world to help to vote for Kenya. Thank you.
Mimi naitwa Eliud Bio. Mimi ndio mwenyekiti wa Kamukunji Jua Kali Association. Nataka kusema kwamba hii ugonjwa wa coronavirus ni ugonjwa ambao uko na unashika kila mtu ambaye anaweza kuwa in contact na mtu mwingine ambaye ako nao ama amegusa kitu ambacho kimeguswa na mtu ambaye ako nayo.
Let us wash our hands. Let us keep the social distance given at least 1 meter away from one another. Let us avoid all gatherings, unnecessary gatherings. People believe that sanitizer is the main thing to fight the scourge. Let us just use the soap we have at home, even the bar soaps. So long as we maintain the cleanliness that is required, we are going to fight this.
Ili tubambane na hii ugonjwa ni lazima unawe. Hiyo ndio sababu kama sekta tumeweka hizi mtungi kila mahali ya kunawisa mkono. Na tena tunasema ya kwamba ukiwa unafanya kazi hapa, ama wewe ni customer, ama wewe ni mpita njia, ukikuja lazima unawe. Hiyo ndio kusaidia na ndio kukinga hii ugonjwa.
Hii mitungi ya kunawia mikono, members wetu walichukua jukumu, wanatengeneza hizi mitungi na wanauza kwa bei nafuu, kwa sababu wanapotengeneza hii mitungi sio biashara tu ama pesa tunatafuta. Tunatafuta kwamba hii mitungi iweze kufikia kila mtu, ndio watu waweze kunawa mikono na waweze kujikinga na hii ugonjwa. Si serikali ambayo inaweza kutusaidia peke yake, ni sisi wenyewe pia tusaidiane kwa kufuatilia ile mambo ambayo tunaambiwa na serikali.
For more information, please dial 719 or *719#. You'll get help immediately from the relevant authorities, particularly from the Ministry of Health.
Pamoja tukomeze corona.
Today marks a great day for me, for us in Pan-African Forum UK Limited. Stand above the threats, intimidation, blackmailing that people receive, so as not to speak about what is happening in Somalia. The matter of the Somali link or Somalia link with Qatar must be discussed openly by countries that are taking part in Somalia. The pacification of Somalia, for Somalia to become a state again, there is a need for cooperation. The cooperation to bring about peace is more important than the cooperation of countries that are seeking minerals, diamonds, gold, oil, skins, animals, and the rest from Somalia. My organization does not have a share, neither is it seeking to get anything, but to have Somalia and to protect the Ugandan and the Kenyan troops, plus Burundian troops that have gone to do a good job in Somalia. Every time we hear reports of money laundering, some people think it is difficult to find out who has laundered which money, where and how. For us in Pan-African Forum UK Limited, we have networks that have exposed even the ICC before, and we have brought it to its knees for this type of money laundering. Qatar has become the main funder of terrorism in the world. We can now safely agree and safely agree to the people, the countries, especially those countries like Saudi Arabia, that said Qatar is a terrorist organization. It's not a country. Qatar is funding terrorist activities, coming in as economic saviors of some countries in Africa, while they are sponsoring terror groups that are expanding on the coastal line of the Indian Ocean up to Mozambique. It is therefore my duty as an African and us as Africans to point out these mistakes such that the people can take these mistakes, correct them, and point out to Qatar to stop funding terror activities. 2, it is also very important for the people of Kenya to know that Al-Shabaab, Eritrea, Ethiopia are trading out a deal that will leave Kenya and Uganda in a mess. It is important that Farimajo should not lie to you that he is not having these deals or these negotiations are not taking place. We have evidence, concrete in black and white, of these meetings that are taking place on a daily basis in one of the capitals of the world called Doha and Asmara. These meetings have been taking place, and they are taking place, and that is why the United Nations Security Council failed to condemn Al-Shabaab as a terrorist group. One would wonder, why condemn the Taliban? Why condemn Boko Haram? But he failed to condemn Al-Shabaab, which has killed us Kenyans, killed us Ugandans, killed Somalis in hundreds and hundreds. Why? 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 Can a government of Farimajo guarantee our peace? The shooting down of a plane commandeered by Ethiopians who are guarding the ground at the flower, who were told the plane had a humanitarian agency, is very dangerous. There is no diplomacy here. The truth must prevail. Ethiopia should stop engaging itself in activities that are going to create hegemony of the world's hegemony in the region. Thank you very much. God bless all of you. God bless Africa. God bless the Pearl of Africa. God bless Kenya. Keep our troops in Kismayo. Give them strength. Our troops in Mogadishu. Give them strength. We shall, tomorrow or days to come, talk to the owner of the plane that was brought down. We are going to expose all this. We have evidence. It's not local, it is inside. We know what happens, and we know what is taking place. Farimajo, Hassan Hari have become axes of evil. Thank you.
members of the United Nations Security Council will be elected on the 17th of June at the 74th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. Of the non-permanent seats up for election this year, one is held by the African group, which will become vacant when the term of the current holder, that is South Africa, expires on the 31st of December 2020. The other two groups' seats are currently held by Niger, Tunisia, and their term will both end in December 2021. Within the African group, it is the turn of an East African country to take up the seat, and that is what is forming our basis of the show today. A very good afternoon to you. This is Diaspora Dispatches. My name is Miriam Agutu, and on the other side of our political command center is none other than Dr. David Matsanga. Doctor, a very good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Miriam.
Yes.
And the viewers, wherever you are in the world, thank you very much for watching us on this important day of lobbying and calling upon African countries, all of them united in one cause to deliver a nation that African Union said should be the one at the United Nations Security Council non-member permanent membership rotational, which fell to East Africa. One of the things that worries me, and Miriam said, today I woke up on a right day to say it.
The truth.
And I'm going to say it.
Go ahead, Doctor.
One of the problems that we have as Africans is we're very stupid. Very bad. Especially Africans who pretend to be Arabs. Like Djibouti, as Eritrea, Egypt, Somalia. We tend to be more of Europe or more of Arabia than we are as black Africans. We tend to oppose God. Why he put Red Sea and the Indian Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea? Why didn't God leave us on the same footing with these guys? We tend to copy what is across Miriam. We are very stupid, including me. So don't say I've insulted us. No, we are. Look at our continent, very viable. Even Corona comes very little. It didn't come the wholesome that came across Italy in the Mediterranean Sea, island of Ucepa, that kills, that the Bible said one day the island will be full of dead bodies. No. It didn't come the way the Hurricane Katrina runs from the Atlantic Ocean, runs all the way to hit the mainland United States, killing thousands. No. We are very lucky people. Very good people. God created us. God left us created. God put us on a very good continent. But we don't use it brain-wise. Djibouti thinks like the Arabs. And yet that president ate food in Kenya. That's why he looks like that. He ate food here. You see, the problem of Kenya's diplomacy abroad, and let people listen to me. Today, I woke up to say it. From President Jomo Kenyatta to President Moi, and to some serious extent, Kenya's foreign policy was feared to some extent. In Uhuru Part 1, that is 2013, we had an aggressive foreign policy. Kenya had an aggressive foreign policy. That's why we are able to fight ICC thieves. Those were easy. That bad woman there, I hate her with passion. That Ocampo, that Kofi Annan, stay permanent. Don't ever come back. In African culture, spirits rise and come. But we don't want that of Kofi Annan to rise and come again. We had a very vibrant foreign policy. Kenya had, and I'm now talking as a scholar, forget coating, coat, chocolate. Leave me to say, we have mediocre policies, mediocrity coming out now. We don't know. We carry people to go and dance that we are doing diplomacy. Tunabeba watu. What is the use of carrying Kenya Airways general manager to go and talk about Kenya, New York? What is it? You're entertaining Americans? Mzee, Rais, mimi yangu mimi nasema ya wazi. Wacha Mungu anisaidie. Watu walichezea foreign policy ya Kenya, wanagombana. They fight, they quarrel. I am superior, I am what? Some of them superior is English. Kuandika Kiingereza na kuzungumza. Hakuna. Kuna. Nothing, Mr. President. Foreign policy that defeated ICC. Where is it? Where is it? In Kenya, we lost the steam. We became mediocre in foreign policy. That a country like Djibouti, whose president has been eating our food, alikula chakula hapa South B, na watoto yake wananona tumbo hapa. Na yeye anaenda huko anasema, Kenya what? Tell them off. Tell them off. We are not telling enemies off. Enemies are playing with us. You have a small person here across the bridge in Mogadishu who has no toilet. Na yeye anakuja kuambia Kenya hako na toilet. Shut up. I'm not a diplomat. What will you do? I'm an activist. I cry for Africa. Kenya is not having a good foreign policy. Why? People are more of self-esteem. They want to be seen moving around the president with zero work they are doing. Kenya during the time of ICC, when we were fighting this obnoxious, silly, fake court of a man from Argentina and a woman from Gambia, silly idiots who kept on telling us the cases there, tight case, tight what? Tight my shit. Shit! Where were you? Trump is telling you of shit, and I'm also telling you shit. You are useless people. You should be in jail. Should not be walking, traveling from Geneva, walking in a time retiring. Jail! You wasted $4 billion on fake cases in Africa that you studied law in one of these stupid universities in Argentina. My shit. Get off. Don't play with Kenya. Kenya has done a lot of work in international relations. It sends troops for peacekeeping. It has honored its obligations internationally. It safeguards, is a piece of island, an island of peace within fragility. I don't want to use big English because I have it. I want to be more moderate so that people can know more about Kenya. Today, I want to use what my father told me.
Use big English, but leave the French alone.
All right.
Big English, yes.
It was very well organized. It's a country that does not fight with people. It is a home of the United Nations Habitat.
Absolutely.
UNDP. We look after diplomats so well. We don't beat up diplomats. We don't kidnap diplomats. We are not the Red Brigade of Italy. Italian mafiosi. We don't have terrorists in Kenya killing people like in Djibouti. Yes, Djibouti is on the precipice of disaster. Djibouti sponsors talks of Al-Shabaab. So it knows the terrorists. Why should you elect such a country? Niambie, yenye wa Kenya, stand up, defend your country aggressively. This is your flag. Why do you want your flag to be troubled on? I am here. Tell me what wrong I've done. My country will give the vote. Will vote with the stomach, the legs, the head, and the chest. Yes, Zimbabwe. Emerson Mnangagwa said he will vote with the legs, the stomach, and the head. Yes, Rwanda will vote with the leg, with the head, with the stomach. Forget these doubting Thomases who have no toilet. They want a seat. Then you will sit with diplomats come, where do they sit? Have you ever been to Djibouti? Have you ever been to Djibouti? I've been there. There's no toilet. I'm not a diplomat, so don't look at me. Don't expect me to be saying good words. Hey. Good words to tell who? Do I eat in Djibouti? Djibouti has shamed Africa. It's a shame for Africa that today we make decisions. Then they think like Arabs. I told you that time has come for AU to decide whether we remain together or we part ways and remain in regional blocks. We kill Patricia Lumumba, Kuruma, Obote, Jomo Kenyatta, Nyerere, Sekou Toure, Gabriel Nasser, Haile Selassie, Amir Cabral, Mondlane. We killed them twice because we cannot have countries that cannot decide in Addis Ababa that it will be Kenya, then another smaller country without a toilet comes around that it will also host a diplomat. Where would they go in a toilet?
And Doctor, maybe for the sake of our viewers who might be watching and don't understand the premise of our topic for today, and you see Doctor is very passionate there. When you see that flag on his neck like that, you know, there's no stopping there, and you understand his passion for Kenya. And Doctor, we appreciate that, and thank you so much. And so following a ballot held by the African Union to decide the nominee in August 2018, who won solidly by Kenya, the two countries have repeatedly disagreed over each other's claim to the continent's officially endorsed candidate. So what happened last year in August, the African Union voted and Kenya won this by 37 votes to 13. Djibouti got 13 votes, and the expectation would be that, you know, that will settle the matter. But the Djiboutian representatives argued that their country should be the nominee based upon the AU's traditional policy of selecting United Nations Security Council's candidate according to how frequently and when countries last sat on the council. Now, under those considerations, the Djiboutians argued that their country was next in line to sit on the Security Council because while Kenya had already sat on the council twice in 1977 to 78 and in 1997 to 98, also now Djibouti has sat on the council just once in 1993 to 1994. But you see, Doctor, that was not the basis of why even AU voted for Kenya. That was a very straight win for Kenya. Usually that is the traditional way in which AU does this. They vote and then they put one candidate for that seat, and they voted twice, and all these times Kenyan won. And even Djibouti went ahead and agreed and conceded this defeat, only for Djibouti to come back a few days later and to pedal and say, you know what, we take back our conceding. We shall continue to go all the way to the United Nations there and try to look for this seat.
Okay. Why did it? You have now come to the real matter. Who told Djibouti to pull back? Who?
And that is where that is the conversation, Doctor, we need to have now. Yes.
Let's now zero on that.
And maybe a few things. And there's the China factor, but also the first one. Can we look at the Francophones and Anglophones, you know, politics and how this could have played out in terms of advising why Djibouti insisted on going forward?
I've told you already. AU. We must decide whether we remain in AU or we remain East African Community, SADC, ECOWAS, IGAD, even IGAD, what for? If we can make decisions, then annul them the following morning. What is the use of remaining in these organizations? Time has come for Africa. 57 years old. Last 2 weeks, we celebrated African unity. But we make decisions one step ahead, 3-6 behind. Look at the decisions we have made. It was decided in the African Union that only one country called Kenya. France then jumped out. China. I know some people in Kenya don't want me to speak about China. But it's your problem. They don't feed me.
Because China is a huge factor here, Doctor, apparently.
It's a very... No, let Kenya ask for open vote transparent vote, not security ballot, you will see the intelligence I've gathered on China is even more worrying. There are some countries that benefit on Kenya and that use Kenya as a country for trading and walking over across the bridge to get oil and other lucrative contracts. Then they backstab Kenya. Students watching these international dispatches, take note. There is no subject called international relations except hypocrisy and the stupidity of international interests. If your child brought you a report that is studying international relations, tear it to 6 pieces, put on fire, enjoy the heat of the flames. No subject. China now, having given us, knowing that they are fixtures in a corner. We can't run away from SGL. We have to pay them. They are looking for a way of fighting us. They want us to study Mandarin. Then they come to operate the same railway. They are now busy looking for a fighting base. The only deepest port on the eastern part of Africa. There are 2. Kismayo, which is in Somalia, and Djibouti, where naval exercises, where fish, plenty of it, settle down. The coolest waters of Indian Ocean, the quiet waters, silent waters, blue waters, quiet for fish to reproduce in millions. Is around that area. If you study the geological makeup of the Indian Ocean geology, it's the deepest end of the sea. That's why you see every morning while you are in Mombasa, water leaves you, then it comes back after traveling and seeing auntie, father, granddad, mama, shosho, it comes back to Indian Ocean, to the near where it ended. Have you ever asked where it goes? Have people ever, they just go to Mombasa to laugh and open their teeth? I'm in water. You don't know the gymnastics of that water. That one day it could come back when the shosho has annoyed it. They come for you. But it goes to fill that deepest end. There are deeper ends all over, up to India, up to Australia, the deeper end and the shallow ends of the ocean. Therefore, for people, Chinese to have a share of the Indian Ocean, supremacy, military, fish, millions and millions of fish to feed billions of Chinese. They eat like ants, serious. They need fish. All the countries that are supporting Djibouti, Miriam, they have gone for what? For asking for naval bases. Why is Djibouti putting up a struggle against the African Union seat?
And that is how African Union has been operating since
Yes.
memorial, yes.
Because some countries, superpower, France included, China included, the only country that is going to vote for Kenya with its feet in among the superpowers, with its feet, is Britain. Feet, stomach, chain, heart, head, Britain. Plus other 54 member states that it will call from the Commonwealth. Because what Djibouti has done is to go to the Arab League and they call themselves, we are Arabs. My foot. We are Arabs. You know, there is that sense of the way these people came to trade in us, to buy us black people. The Oman Empire, the Ottoman Empire, they came to buy us like a commodity. Therefore, they think they can buy us again. They take us as second citizens. That's why they kill our people in Saudi Arabia, in Qatar, in UAE, in Jordan. They hide them in cupboards. They cut them to pieces, throw in the ocean. Tell me.
Yes, and initially it was suspected that perhaps the turnaround by Djibouti, even after agreeing and supporting Kenya and conceding defeat, it was initially suspected that perhaps the push came from the French-speaking countries. Of course, they are led by France. But as it has become now, the closer we get to these elections, Doctor, it is more clear that the person who could be right behind this push, for Djibouti could be actually China. And in case of viewers, you're wondering why this could be the case, let's just look at some of the key strategic interests that both Kenya and Djibouti has, and that the reason why China has to make the decisions perhaps it will make and finds itself in this tough, situation, and it will do what's best for China as usual. So in Djibouti, this tiny country in the Horn of Africa is emerging as one of China's most strategic outposts, as Dr. there had said earlier, not just here in Africa, but anywhere in the world. Home to China's only overseas military base, as Dr. there mentioned, and also Djibouti is ideally located along the Belt and Road to provide a range of security, logistics, and telecom networking services. Now, the Chinese also have effective control of the vast Dorale port and have invested billions in building new rail infrastructure and connecting Djibouti with Ethiopia. And now when you see the interest China has in Kenya, not only is Kenya a vital Chinese trading hub in Africa, also strategically located along a coal belt and road route, but it is also emerging as a key political player in the emerging US-China rivalry. So Kenya has been used as a ping pong there between China and the US. And we see Washington has recently been focusing more on its security ties with Kenya, and notably on a possible free trade agreement between the two countries. And with billions of dollars invested in Kenya, infrastructure, key interest in transportation, telecommunications, and port logistics, keeping Kenya closely allied with the Chinese interest will be critical in the months and years ahead. So these are just some of the things that might advise China's vote in this, but we already see, even from this information, and Doctor, from what you've been talking about, the interest China has in Djibouti is very crucial to its survival. Yes.
I just want to ask, starting from tomorrow, every Kenyan, wherever you are in the world, pick a flag, wave a flag and ask the world to support Kenya. This type of flag, wave it. Let's bring back our nationalism. You might think I'm a madman, but we've lost our flag. We no longer care what happens. If you have Djibouti undermining our integrity, when we have our troops suffering, dying in Somalia, and the Djibouti is working with Al-Shabaab to destabilize and kill our people, we must stand up. So every Kenyan wave the flag from tomorrow. Wednesday, let it be the wave flag. Wave the flag. Yes. Why Britain is a small island and the people are very powerful is they know if you are in Britain and you touch this flag and you step on it, the people themselves will arrest you to the police station. Let's try to pick back our country. Let's no patriotism. Let's help the president to win a war, to put Kenya to a world map. Kenya has runners. Kenya has sportsmen. Kenya has disciplined forces, the armed forces that help in peacekeeping missions. Kenya welcomes refugees. Even the Djibouti refugee president is from Kenya. He was a refugee here. Yeah. He has now forgotten the food he ate. Plenty of it. It's about 70-something, older than me. So support this country. Let's give a vote. Those countries that are thinking of where to get, put the vote in Kenya's ballot. Let's not be confused by imperialists, new ones that have arrived in the format of China. Some people are condemning Britain and other colonial masters, but China has become a new colonial master on the African continent.
It is.
If you see a video in our next show, you'll see a video where a minister in Africa is fighting a Chinese. They are fighting. You'll see in Zambia where they have created their own saloon. My Baba man is an Indian. He cuts my hair 100% excellently. And he knows how to cut. But in other parts, they have put China on the Chinese enter. So this is the new visitors we are bringing here. In Uganda, they go and start mining illegally. Even they don't know who the minister is. They beat up the minister. You are going to see. So, one point as we come to a conclusion, Miriam. One, has Kenya done its bit? Has Kenya stood? Has it completed its diplomatic journey? Yesterday, I saw an article written by Dr. Monica Juma. You don't give credit to yourself, Mama. With due respect, CS, let somebody else write about it. what you have done, but you don't write an article praising yourself. I have never written an article praising myself about the role of ICC, the role I played in. I haven't. I have told the people that they have forgotten me, but I don't go to newspaper and write that I'm the one. You are undermining the new CS.
Is that the article yesterday on the Sunday Nation? I think I saw it, but
Yes.
I think it's here. I have the paper. Yesterday's paper just right here. Yes, and Dr. Monica Juma, the defense. Yes, I have it too. See, we have the we have the paper from yesterday.
What does this help? You championed the UN seat. You might have been championing negative. You know, it now undermines the credibility of the present man. Why do people do things? It's like having two wives. Then you shift one to another new house. Build him another house. Then while she's in the other house, she writes to say, the bedroom that is there, the corner where the sleep was better, is not here. But it's me who made that corner. That's why I've refused to marry two wives.
Yeah.
I only die with one.
Yeah, and I would discourage anybody to marry two wives, but it is in our African custom. Yeah.
No, if you have two, even if you bring in sugar 2 kilos,
it's hectic.
The other one kicks it. My friend, I have seen this happen. I have a lot of experience.
It's hectic, I know. But
even in meat, she wants to see
the same size. Yeah,
yes.
Of course. Yeah.
Even if you bring a weighing machine there, you will reach there and call you. I'm not sure, darling, whether you like me or not.
Mine seems to be smaller.
Yes.
Okay.
So for me, I would advise, if you have left the ministry, leave it completely. Don't underrate the one who is there. Because the president is the one who knows how he appoints his people.
And why he made the changes that he made, I believe.
Yes.
And
thank you very much, Miriam.
No, Doctor, before we end, we need to perhaps go through, I know we went through it the last time, the Kenya pledges, the 10 points that Kenya says if should it clinch this seat. These are things that it seeks to advance, so maybe I'll go through them very quickly for the interest of our viewers who are watching us and might not have known why really Kenya wants to have to get this seat of the United Nations Security Council non-permanent member. So the following are Kenya's pledges should Kenya get that slot. And the first one is building bridges, a strong advocate. Kenya promises to be a strong advocate for a reformed, strengthened and representative United Nations rooted at the center of a rules-based international system. Kenya will promote a culture of peace, tolerance and of respect for human dignity and aspirations. And the second point here, the regional peace and security. And Kenya says that it will build appropriate linkages between UN and African bodies to help solve regional conflicts or prevent them. And the third point here that Kenya seeks to, that Kenya is pledging here says justice, human rights and diplomacy. And it says that it will seek to promote ideas that create a useful environment for a just society. Number 4, peacekeeping operations. And we already know that Kenya is involved in a lot of peacekeeping missions, even not just here in the continent, but across. It has, we have given our troops and are part of the United Nations, security there. And Kenya seeks to have the United Nations security provide clear mandate and financial support for peacekeeping operations across the globe. And number 5, gender equality, promote policies that will ensure women and men participate in conflict resolution programs. And number 6, humanitarian action, seek lasting solutions to challenges of forced migration. And we see that out of the crisis we see across Africa, a lot of migration, and people are forced out of their countries. So Kenya is saying that should it get this seat, it will work to find a solution of this unnecessary forced migration. And number 7, the climate change, seek lasting solutions to security challenges caused by erratic climate conditions. And number 8, youth and empowerment, and Kenya says it will promote actions that include youth participation in key programs. Number 9, sustainable development. The leadership of Kenya says it will synergize United Nations SDGs for 2030 and AU's Agenda 2063. And also the last one, last but not least, number 10 there, Kenya pledges to counter terrorism, and it will do this by promoting regional and global cooperation against terror merchants. So those are the 10 pledges that Kenya is making, and is saying should it be, elected to this seat. So these are the interests Kenya and the agenda Kenya will be seeking to pursue there at the United Nations Security Council, non-permanent member.
Thank you very much, Miriam, for bringing up the 10
pointers. Agenda, yes.
Some of them Kenya is doing already.
Absolutely.
Like fighting terrorism. Kenya is in Somalia. Support them, give them courage, encouragement. And 2, my only 2 points, finally. Miriam, I am saddened as an African to be in Africa.
It's the most beautiful place. Why are you sad?
Because we are killing unity. AU decided, would we be here wasting the little money we have to campaign? The little money that we have as Kenya, as Djibouti, we are spoiling, we are washing that linen in public. What has cast Africa? The tragedy of Africa is stupidity. We are stupid people. Even after COVID-19, we are not going to learn anything. If you have a leader in Africa who says there is no COVID, yet people in Italy are being put in the sit-up in the mortuary.
No, and still sets money aside to take care of COVID, doctor. Let's not forget that.
And then it goes back to tell the finance minister to take care of COVID budget. So, what is the problem do we have? What killed us? Where are our brains? If we have an Africa which is crying for food every time and time again, when we don't have ice or snow, we have sunshine and plenty of water passing by, but we eat the money that can buy pumps to pump the water to the gardens. Are we not stupid?
We eat the money to make the dam so that we can harvest the water, so that during the drought season we can still have a water supply.
Harvest the water.
Yes.
Then we go and eat the money in Emerald and the Kimorol.
And
we lose it.
And Galana, you remember also Galana, Kulalu, that
we
one?
Go to Galana.
Red Cross also. Another enterprise.
The Israelis run away. Not because they cannot do it. They can do it. But they found the money was eaten already. What is killing us is that. Isn't it the right time now for us as Africans to begin thinking afresh? Is it the time that instead of washing dirty linen across in Atlantic, in New York, when announcement comes on Friday, which country will smile? Even if there is a win from, which I believe Kenya will win, but what about the other part of Africa we are leaving behind? It brings me to the question of what type of politics do we want? The gentleman from Zimbabwe yesterday left me with something that I have been saying, that Africa need elections. All this cheap competition was brought about by colonialists, that we must, for Kenya to be stable, you must hold elections. Who told you China is not stable? Does China hold the elections? It gives us money, but does it hold elections? China has no MPs. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And of course, the importance of having 3 African non-permanent members at the United Nations Security Council is something that is not should not be undervalued, because a country like China, wants to keep this group, also known as the A3, closer. So during certain votes, it knows it has these 3 to support it. And also we see China always aligns itself with Russia. And so I think in this instance, the US and a lot of European countries and the UK, I think, will be supporting Kenya, and we will see. But so far, Doctor, before we end, yes, the US has said it will support Kenya, and the UK, we can bank on that, and other European countries, because
my dear sister,
yes,
only country that I've told you,
yes,
that it will stand by Kenya as the United Kingdom.
Because I know Russia always follows where China is. So because China is showing signs of it will be supporting Djibouti, so I'm thinking Russia also might follow that.
You mentioned something.
And the US always comes parallel to that. So maybe that will play out like that. So it's the proxy wars down here again.
United States has a naval base. Where?
Is it China has the only naval base outside of China in Djibouti. So Djibouti is very important to China.
And the United States?
It also has a naval base.
It was the first country to have a naval base.
It's Djibouti.
Yes.
Oh.
So, what did you say? That what?
The US, some European countries, and UK.
Don't spoil my evening.
Okay. But Doctor,
the most confusing in nature.
But Doctor, so far, now the African countries who have taken up these seats at the council have been unable to formulate and implement their own interests. We've seen the 10-point agenda that Kenya has, but history has proven that every country comes there, especially the African countries, but they're not able to implement these agendas that they have. Even in South Africa, who will leave the council at the end of the year to be replaced by Kenya or Djibouti, has failed to set its own course over the past 2 years. So do they just want us there for a formality, to be just rubber stamping a lot of these things, the votes and all that in the US, or our presence there actually means something?
You have brought a very good question.
We are just rubber stamps. Rubber stamps, yeah.
By the way, I don't want to go that angle because people might think I talked wrongly.
So,
but we should think of Africa having permanent members.
We should. We're like a whole continent, at least one.
Instead of fighting for a simple 2 years. Let's also be there permanent.
And that is what Mugabe. If you have listened to Mugabe, his past speeches, and he was advocating for this, because we cannot come there and you want us to pretend like we're equal members of the United Nations General Assembly, and yet we are treated as equally. Our voice does not matter there. So those are issues that Mugabe used to bring up that made a lot of sense.
Equal to what you are not equal.
What you're not equal to. So the hypocrisy. But Dr. These are some of the honest conversations we need to start having in this continent.
I've started it.
Yes.
And from now onwards, I'll be talking this way. You remember in the morning, I wanted to leave your show.
You can't leave our show. What do you
Because
mean?
because I'm fed up.
No, Doctor, we still have to go
From
on.
morning, no, Miriam.
Yes.
How many years have I been talking of redemption strategy in Kenya?
We have to keep talking until somebody hears.
No, wait. How many years? And the people nicknamed me Redemption. Mr. Redemption is going to talk about redemption. I lost my being on TV in a certain television station because they called me that every day I come, I speak about redemption. Didn't I know that redemption was the best? That's why this morning I almost left, because I think I look at the things. You can't close the border when sick people are coming from Tanzania. They are sick. Wamebeba corona. Wanaingiza hapa. Close the place. Let the vehicles come. Uganda has closed. You cannot walk into Uganda. They will arrest you.
Oh no, Kenyans tried. Kenyans tried on this other side. They saw for themselves.
Yes,
you can't.
In fact, if you are not lucky.
Yes. And we did not protest, and I did not hear President Uhuru Kenyatta
The
protest.
boys there have got all the instruments. They use them very laxingly.
They use them very generously.
Yes.
They don't.
They will give them to you. You can't cross there. There is no Uganda.
You cannot.
Museveni is basking in glory. Nobody has died of COVID-19. It's coming to 5 months. And here, CS is about to come. And unfortunately, we have lost. Unaona? It doesn't. Then you are allowing the border open. Why should Nano cross over to Moroto to drink beer, then return and eat mbuzi? Close all those border points. In Tanzania, let only traffic come. Runga, no. Tell the citizens, the district of Taveta, the county of the Taveta, closed. The county of Kajiado, closed. The county of Migori, closed. Close those counties. Because Mutahi Kagwe has done very well, William. He has arrested this thing here. He's following it. He is working back.
It is back.
You see, these are the achievements of COVID-19 strategy.
And the cases were arrested there in good time.
Yes. But the other disease is going to come from those border points. Where people are shouting in a church as if God told them, you can only pray in the church. Oh, asante sana Mungu. Ongo. Acha. Bring it on. Even a country like Zimbabwe, with its worst, only 4 people have died.
And they had prayers today. Today
is a prayer day, hallelujah, hallelujah.
But But safety measures are being observed, social distancing is being observed, and Zimbabweans, as much as President Mnangagwa is praying, even us here we prayed, but also he's saying this thing is real and this thing is killing, so please ensure that you're safe, ensure that you wear a mask, ensure that you social distance, even as we pray as a country, and today is a special prayer day led there by Zimbabwe's president. So I don't know what is such a, with Tanzania, I don't understand.
We are heading for a disaster. So if we don't close the border, and we think Tanzania will be annoyed with us if we have said the districts surrounding there. I told you the minister will land us. Will land us the results. They have just come. 133 people.
The last 24 hours.
Yes, tested, and the samples 3,365 samples tested in 24 hours. So far, the country has tested 118,701 people, 133 new positive cases. There you are. I was telling you the minister is about to come. I've given you the latest information.
Yes.
So thank you very much. We meet. What time are we meeting, Media?
I think at 4.
At 4.
Yes, for the uncensored.
Let's use this 1 hour. We meet at 4 for unfiltered.
Unfiltered, yes.
Unfiltered, including the Ugandan, the Chinese fighting the minister in Uganda. I hope you have prepared them, Miriam.
Yes, I'm going to put them together by 4. They should be ready. Yes.
I think it will make my day laugh a bit.
All right. Thank you, Doctor.
But vote for Kenya. Every Kenyan on Wednesday get a flag. Here.
All right, thank you. My beautiful Kenyan flag there. We meet here at 4 p.m. for another show, Unfiltered. Thank you so much for watching.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.